This video we are about to be reacting to is Jamar. We haven't reacted to this man in a fat minute. And he said that, I have to talk about this. Well, he has to talk about it. So, with him having to talk about it, I got to talk about it too. But it had Jidion on there, so I'm assuming it has to do with him and his, the child predator catches and stuff like that, because he's been on his spiritual, religious stuff, but also he's been catching pretty much child predators that try to lure kids and stuff like that. So I guess something happened, and we're gonna figure this out.
Back when I was a kid, your parents would always tell you not to talk to strangers. Teachers would talk about the dangers of creepy guys driving around in sketchy white vans offering you candy.
Oh, hey, little Timmy, I got an Xbox in the back. You want to jump in?
Oh, yeah. Do you happen to have San Andreas, my good sir?
I guess I'm just saying in general, the threat of someone preying on your kid was something that was mainly a real-life concern.
Hey there. Wait, what are you doing there? Oh, no, wait, it's okay. No,
Stranger
no,
danger!
wait, it's okay.
Stranger
it's okay.
danger!
And don't get me wrong, back then there was still creeps lurking around in chat rooms and other social platforms geared towards kids, but I would say the problem was simply not as common. But nowadays, we obviously live life online, with that being even more true with each generation coming up. It's like from their earliest days, it's almost impossible to keep them away from modern day technology. Because even if you were very strict on your children, monitoring their every move, trying to make sure they don't become a tablet kid, once they get into places like schools or really anywhere they will interact with other kids, they will be exposed to a whole new world that is the internet. And though technology has changed, human nature has not, and these kids want to fit in and do what their friends do, which includes the way they socialize, which nowadays is largely through video games and other online social platforms.
Now, the playground is these apps. These kids congregate on these apps, and where there are children congregating, the are right there behind.
And over the last 2 decades, and
I've said this once, many times, but I shall say it again, because I will not limit myself to how long and how many times I'm going to say this. When my kids are born, their childhood, they will not have any type of phone. They will not have no tablets. They're going to be of the land. I will barely even want them to watch TV. If they're going to watch TV, they're going to watch the shit that I'll watch. Because I don't really watch a lot of TV, but the shit that I watch, they bangers. Or if they do watch TV, they're going to be watching some old shit. They're going to be watching some Tom and Jerry. They're going to be watching some Ed, Edd and Eddy. They're going to be watching, I didn't even watch the Flintstones, but they're going to be watching the shit that I used to watch. The good, funny shit, the old shit. Now, did it have some subliminals? I'm sure it did. But Coach Cali Doll, and you're watching that. Teen Titans. They not gonna be on no fucking what's it called? They're not gonna be on Roblox. They're not gonna be on no Roblox or whatever new games that they on. They're not gonna be technology driven. We are gonna be outside as a family, whether it's my girl, she's doing working on the garden, shit like that, or we all just outside grounding, enjoying nature, chilling, or I'm mowing the lawn, or we just go to a park or going on a hike, whatever. No technology whatsoever. And then once I get of age and I, chop it up with them about, hey, like, a lot of the shit you see is going to be fake. Don't give it your energy. Don't give in to that. Control your energy, and don't let your new freedom get you fucked up, essentially. But yeah, they ain't gonna have no phones or anything, man. Because these kids, a lot of these parents be putting tablets and phones in these kids' hands to take away from them actually being a parent, and teaching them right from wrong, teaching them how to be respectful, how to be a good person, and the parents are too busy worrying about themselves, to where it's like, okay, it's okay to have that self-love. You always got to put yourself first, but not at the hindrance of somebody else, especially your kid who didn't ask to be here.
Especially in the last 5 years, one of the most popular ways for kids to do so has been through Roblox.
Kid watches, she plays Roblox all the time. They're addicted.
For those of you who don't know, Roblox is as much of a community as it is a game. What originally started as a way for kids to learn to develop games back in 2006,
Wow, I didn't
exploded
know
over
that.
the years to be a complete clusterfuck of a place to be. Basically, anyone can go on there and make whatever game they want.
Anyone can design their own games to put into the Roblox mall, and users come and they visit all of those games.
Which has led to a plethora of smoke and mirrors for to deploy so they can talk to kids.
Roblox is interesting in the fact that it can allow users to create its own content. So users can create their own games, and those games can include adult themes like violence or sex or drugs.
I've seen so many horrible things happen on Roblox. I've seen games that fully simulate with fluids.
This has led to real-life incidents where children are drawn in by these sickos online, who take time to speak with them in some cases for months or even years to gain their trust. They gain information about these kids, and then they use it against them for both online and real-life blackmail.
And this, bro, this is why literally these parents, man, because I remember when we'd be on the game, we'd be playing Xbox or something like that. We weren't really allowed on live, but just talking to other people, or maybe if we did have live, we'd be talking to our friends from school or some shit like that, right? But the parents would come in and ask, they'd be checking on you like, hey, who are you playing with? Who are you cussing at? Who are you da 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 da? They come in and like actually monitor who you were talking to. Parents these days, they don't care, so they don't even know. It's crazy that I'm learning about the different stuff about Roblox and how predators can go and talk to kids from another person. I don't know if he's a parent or not, but if he is, then that means he's doing his due diligence by checking in on his kids and what they're doing. But a lot of these parents aren't doing that. Like, it's the same thing with the AI shit. Like with, kids talking to AI, and when it comes to like either them being, lustful, or them going through like a depression and shit like that, and it's leading them to do shit that they shouldn't be doing. It's very it's sad. It's very sad that these parents aren't doing what they're supposed to as a parent to make sure their kid is safe and make sure that they're not doing anything they ain't got no business doing. Because kids, they're just gonna be wandering around, all help. They're gonna be wandering around, not a care in the world, and they're just gonna find themselves into something they shouldn't be into. And that's where, at the parents, they should be at the forefront, watching them do what they are doing.
What happened to our client is every parent's worst nightmare. A 13-year-old girl playing a game that is designed for children was introduced and ultimately by a 37-year-old.
A Georgia man allegedly met a 13-year-old girl on Roblox, then drove to Topeka, Kansas, and picked her up in the middle of the night. Patrick Shane Penzak was arrested in January for engaging in activity with a 13-year-old boy that he met again on Roblox. The police say he posed as a teenage girl,
chatting through multiple different gaming platforms, including Roblox.
These are just a few of countless Roblox cases where these online antics have resulted in real-life consequences.
So we represent over 400 children that were sexually exploited at the hands of Roblox. We think that there are tens and tens of thousands of individuals dating back to the early days of Roblox that have been sexually exploited by the company.
These creeps use a variety.
And here's the thing too. You know what the crazy thing is? You won't hear about this shit that's going on the news. I mean, yeah, this is on the news, like a news platform that he's showing, but I don't watch the news. The news is biased. It only points out negative stuff that really don't affect me, and it doesn't point out the actual stuff that we need to learn. Now, this right here is something that we need to learn, but I won't get that unless I'm on YouTube and I react to a video like this. The news really won't show you that shit, and Twitter really won't show you that shit either. Like, this is something you gotta be mindful about, that you would think that would be on a higher scale to be promoted and to be warned about. Hey, you should look out for this. Da 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 da. Be mindful of having your kid on Roblox.
With one of the most common being to meet a kid on Roblox, get them to move to another form of communication that is less monitored, like Snapchat or Instagram, and that is where they do their dirty work.
The people who prey on children know the apps that are the most secure and the most protected, and they'll try to switch the conversations into those types of platforms.
Kids beg for Robux from their parents, but that's also created an opening for to transfer Robux to kids in exchange for being their friend or even coercing them to create child.
Once my kid starts talking and they go to school and they hear anything about Roblox, let them come into my house and ask me about Roblox. Let them, hey Dad, can we play? Nope. Go do some push-ups. Let's do some push-ups. Let's work out. Why you want to play Roblox? So your friends are playing it? So what? I don't give a fuck what your friends are doing. Friendship off a bridge, you do it too? No, but no. But here's the thing. I wouldn't say no and then just leave it. I would say no and then show them the video like this, or explain, hey, like everything I'm saying, like, to you guys about why I'm not allowing my kids to have like technology and shit like that, I'm going to explain to them that. That's one of the things I didn't like about the old school parenting, where it was like my way or the highway and I'm not explaining. No. Kids are very smart. Because if you don't explain why you're moving the way that you're moving, because that kid is a human too. If you're not explaining it, the kid's just gonna have some, makes no sense. I'm just gonna find a way to sneak and do it anyway. Fuck it. He don't have to know. Cause then the parents will get mad talking about, didn't I tell you no? Da 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 da. But you didn't explain why. I'll tell them. I say, look, no, you can't be on Roblox because there are predators out here that try to mask themselves as teens or kids, and they're going to try to do some shit to where, or ask you information about where we live at, or they can get our IP address and other different shit that could put you in harm's way, put us in harm's way, and that they could try to come down here and do these bad, nasty things to you. And if that were to happen, your dad is going to jail for no, you're not going to be on no Roblox. I'm protecting you from it. And plus, Roblox doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't stimulate you mentally. You want to be mentally stimulated, we can go outside, we can go just chill. We can go get some sun. Being in front of these streams, being in front of these screens, they take away from your energy. So, no, you cannot have a Roblox, and you're not going to be on Roblox. And I do not care if your friends have Roblox. If I find out that you're playing Roblox, after I said you cannot, you will be in trouble, because I warned you about the harm and the dangers of it, but you still went ahead and you said you didn't care and you was going to do it anyway. See, it's literally not that hard to go ahead and explain why you're moving the way you're moving.
And with over 110 million people logging into their Roblox accounts per day, the platform and this overall problem is growing rapidly every year.
Who's been offered free Robux to do something that was inappropriate in the game? Or someone has said, I'll give you some free Robux if you come and follow me on Snapchat or TikTok or something like that. Who's had that happen?
It's just fucking
With
crazy.
hotels and vacation rentals, Booking.com has something for everyone.
Shout out to my nigga Carmen, man.
Okay.
And despite Roblox's claims that they are doing everything in their power to make their platform safer for children every day, their recent actions actually suggest the opposite. As recently, a YouTuber named Schlep has been silenced by the platform after he and Jidion were making content centered around vigilante justice on Roblox.
Us working together, I believe we've caught 5 to 6 dudes, and
Shout out to Jidion and shout out to Schlep. Doing the Lord's work. Shout out to them.
I believe out of those 6 dudes, 5 of them have gotten arrested. I mean, the work we've done together has been amazing.
Basically, Schlepp and his team were using Roblox just like Chris Hansen was in the chat rooms back in the day, trying to pose as an unassuming child stumbling into a world they really have no business in and turn exposing the disgusting who inhabit these online communities.
Roblox lets anybody say anything that they want in an open chat. Roblox might censor some things, however, a lot of predators found ways to circumvent Roblox's moderation systems.
Because it's made for children, the platform does not collect any personal information about its users. That means that all of these avatars that are playing inside this metaverse
Really
are
don't
anonymous.
know.
To make
you
it
don't
very
know.
clear, Schlepp, real name Nykel, was not purposely luring these individuals in, but merely going online as any other kid could, trying to have a normal Roblox experience, and being almost immediately met with improper messages and interactions with these in some cases within 30 minutes of creating these new accounts.
Wow.
Almost always play a naive kid who doesn't know anything about this stuff, so they teach us about this stuff. If you watch these videos, you know how the chats are going, and they're not even on Roblox. Most of the chat logs are on Discord, and they're accusing me of getting people off of platform onto different social medias.
And these were actually successful missions they were conducting, as in the last year they had already gotten a handful of sickos arrested using these methods.
But he was actually an avid trader and he was a developer on Roblox. Keep in mind, he doesn't work for Roblox, but he was developing a game on their platform.
Schlepp had personally made this his mission to bring awareness to this issue, because back when he was still a minor, he was very active on Roblox for years, and he says—
And it's very sad. It's very sad that the people who are doing what they're supposed to and ridding these kids' apps of these predators, they're getting punished, while the actual, the predators, they just get a slap on the wrist, or it takes a while for them to get what they got coming to them. Like, it's a shame, man.
That he was a victim of the very same problem on the very same platform.
When I was young, I was definitely victimized by some people in the Roblox community.
And the fact that Roblox has now sent him a cease and desist and is threatening legal action including monetary damages against him is a huge red flag.
Yeah,
they
that's
basically
wild.
told him he can never use their platform again under any circumstances, and they don't want him making this type of content, drawing a clear line in the sand that they are more concerned with protecting their own image and keeping parents and other adults uninformed in the dark about this growing problem, than actually concerning themselves with the safety of the tens of millions of kids who use their platform every single day. And this is actually not the first time they have done this, as back in 2021 they sued a YouTuber named Ruben Sim, who was doing similar vigilante work on their platform.
On the surface, Roblox likes to present itself as a very well-moderated, well-kept platform, but it's all— can I swear? But it's all bull.
Now I will say this guy was a little bit more extreme with his style, and they actually sued him on Thanksgiving, eventually reaching a settlement because they felt like he was harassing and making threats towards their employees. This also resulted in him being permanently banned from accessing Roblox, with him also being mandated to remove any content that went against the terms of their settlement. He also had to pay them $150,000.
The first sentence of the legal complaint describes me as the leader of a cyber mob. They had accused me of things like malice and fraud and oppression.
And the strangest part of it all is that they seem more concerned and act more swiftly against these guys trying to make their platform a safer place than they do when they know someone is doing some grimy, disgusting shit.
You go to roblox.com/support, submit a moderation ticket, and then fill out the prompt with all the information regarding our arrest and give you guys the same Google Drive that we give to the cops. And in a lot of instances, Roblox won't even ban after we reach out to them regarding felony arrest.
Because whenever we do report, whenever the guys get arrested, and whenever the guys, like all the messages and stuff that they sent, you guys don't respond. You guys don't get back until the video dropped. So y'all need clout in order to do stuff.
For example, there was an actual game developer on Roblox named Arnold Castillo, who became famous after he made some of the most popular games on the Roblox platform, netting over $40,000 in 8 months from his work on Roblox. He did this by selling game passes, his developer products, and virtual items within his game. This obviously gained him massive status on the platform, which he in turn parlayed into various online personas where he preyed on kids through Roblox Roblox, Instagram, and Discord for years, which eventually led to him bringing a 15-year-old girl across the state to his New Jersey home. And let me tell you guys, he was not planning on playing checkers.
Castillo made tens of thousands of dollars because this game was so popular and children loved it so much.
Now, the real kicker is that several users had caught on to his pattern of behavior long before this kidnapping occurred. And in the end, even after this guy got charged, they still did not want to take down his Sonic-themed game, and had actually not planned to do so until Sega hit them with a cease and desist of their own.
Ultimately, it wasn't Roblox that shut down his Sonic Eclipse game. It was Sega. It was the intellectual property rights of a corporation that resulted in that game being shut down, not all the complaints that these users had made to Roblox about child safety.
Now this has all led to where we are today, where parents around the world want Roblox banned altogether. A woman from Atlanta even filed a lawsuit against Roblox and Discord, claiming that the Roblox platform design enables abuse by allowing unrestricted communication between its users, that they fail to verify user age, and that they do little to intervene even when they know someone is using their platform to prey on kids, and also to meet and create online communities with other predators. The mom says these lack of safety measures led to her 10-year-old daughter being abducted by someone who she met on their platform.
The Ball says he drove hours from his home south of Sacramento to Central California to pick up the girl. On April 13th, police found her with...
And my thing is, how is it that these kids are able to go with the dude? How does that even work? Like, are y'all not paying attention? Like, do y'all not get up and go and check on your kids like early in the morning? Like, do y'all not have bedtimes no more? See, that's why it's no technology for my kids. No phones. Like, we're gonna have one main computer. Maybe not even that. I don't know. The only technology they can get is if they get computers from their school, because their school can go ahead and control what they see and everything. But
Naval in his car, more than 250 miles away from her home.
Like, that's fucking crazy.
She was 10 years old.
Now at the end of the day,
Ooh.
it is damn near impossible for them to completely eliminate this problem, and with over 110 million active users every day, some shit is going to happen. But the sheer fact that they have this growing track record of silencing the people trying to bring light to this issue, banning them from their platform, and not taking reports of improper behavior seriously is beyond disturbing. I mean, yes, it is true, parents should obviously do a better job of monitoring what their children do online. But
Exactly.
it's also apparent that Roblox seems to care more about their bottom line and public reputation than they do keeping the actual users of their platform safe. Which, to me, this whole situation is not that different than elementary school turning a blind eye to creeps hanging out on the playground during recess. Because keep in mind, this is a game that is advertised to kids. They know that at least 40% of their users are under the age of 13, and even after 19 years of being in business, they simply have not put the safety precautions into this community that they should have. I do want you guys to keep in mind that Roblox is a publicly traded company with investors to appease, so let's hope this bad news cycle really hurts their pockets and their stock value, so maybe they can actually start caring. But yes guys, it is sad the world that kids have to grow up in nowadays. I mean, if I was a parent, Roblox would simply be IP banned in my house.
Facts.
I really
See?
don't know what the
Yep.
answer is to all this bullshit going on online and all these creeps creating these inner circles online where they're doing all this nasty shit. I know that some platforms are trying to go like the age verification route where they want your government ID and shit like that, but to me all of that feels like a huge violation of privacy. But I want to know what you guys think about this down below. As always, also want to thank you guys for watching today's video. Drop a
surprised that
like
he
and
didn't do a,
subscribing.
face
But
cam.
as you guys know, it's been your boy the Tan Superman, and some other cover-up jobs out here need to be exposed, so I'm out.
Shout out to Jamari, man. That was a very dope video.